This is the introduction to Riding Turtles Back. If you are sitting here now and reading to this, listening to this, or someone special is taking their time to read it to you, then you are getting ready to go for a ride on Turtles Back. This is a story of forgotten dreams remembered and discovering some unseen magic in life on this planet we know as Earth. Every little thing that grows on Earth has a life of its own, and many other lives that help it to be as what we see it to be in the physical form. The other lives are the unseen magic that exists without recognition of solid appearance to our outer eyes. Please realize we have a special eye inside every one of us that can see the unseen magic. This eye also has a voice that speaks to us through what we know as imagination, which is the creative force inside our minds. This imagination journey will guide us through the magic of water. Water shapes us and flows through us, all living things. Water is 85% of our physical bodies. Water is blood of our earth. Water is always moving. The clouds we see in the sky are millions of droplets and waters that have evaporated from the lakes, oceans, rivers, ponds, and streams, etc. This water vapor expands and cools as it ascends into the air. When temperature change, some of the water vapors transforms back into liquid. As the clouds journey with the wind, more water vapors combine with the clouds to make many different shapes and sizes. There is an unseen magic here if we open our imaginations. Can you look at the clouds with your inside eye and visualize specific shapes in the clouds? Together with the wind and many drops of the water, each cloud will take on many diverse forms. One day, when I was dreaming and studying some clouds in the sky, I saw the unseen magic take the shape of a beautiful maiden. As wind danced around this cloud maiden, together they formed into a huge image of a hawk. This was a very special gift to see, so I thank the water, sky, wind for sharing this with me. I sometimes wonder if anyone else saw the unseen magic that day, or if it was just for me. Next time you are looking at the clouds, perhaps special images will be shown to you. When the clouds have traveled for quite some time, they can get very heavy with all those drops of water that join, creating different images. Sometimes the hot and cold air collide and create a big sound we call thunder. More unseen magic when we hear this when it's time for the drops of water to return to earth, to feed the plants and animals, fill up the rivers, streams, oceans, and lakes. What we know this to be is rain, or snow, or sleet, depending on the temperatures outside. So let us close our eyes for a moment and imagine playing with these droplets of water as they form from the clouds. Are they warm? Are they wet? Are they cold and fluffy? Are they hard or are they freezing? Remember, let us be thankful for water and the unseen magic that brings it to us all. Before we begin our journey into our mind's inner eye, there are minor preparations to be done. This helps to empty our minds and focus clearly on the story being told. Find a quiet place and sit in a comfortable position. Imagine yourself surrounded by a sparkling white light, resembling the shape of the egg. Imagine every color in the rainbow filling the inside of this egg. Egg-shaped white light with you safety inside like a yolk. Take slow, relaxing breaths of fresh air and invite the rainbow into your heart. Do you feel a little tingly? Is that alright if you do? And alright if you don't? Remember, everybody is different. Just for a quick minute, close your eyes and imagine a beautiful summer's day with the warm sun shining down on the life-giving pond. Listen to the birds singing in the leafy green trees. Search for the little squirrels having fun chasing one another. Did a dragonfly zip by you, looking for a juicy mosquito to eat? Can you see or hear the frogs croaking to their frog friends? Is the water bubbling over individual rocks from a stream that feeds the pond? Do you feel and smell a gentle breeze that brings you scented gifts from flowers living here? The picture you have in your mind is created with your imagination. The sounds you hear are from the voice of your inner eye. Isn't this wonderful? I have found great enjoyment drawing what has been imagined on my journey. Perhaps you can also. This book is called Riding Turtles Back and is dedicated to incarnated souls of light who view life on this planet with magic insight, with unconditional love. From Lorraine, Ashkanase. Take a moment to imagine wonderful things. Pitter-patter goes the rain on my window pane. The flowers in mother's garden dance with joy, drinking freely to quench their summer thirst. The gentle breeze waltz with the trees. Frogs croak harmoniously in the nearby pond. The sparkling sun peeks over the thunder clouds, creating a brilliant rainbow. As the sky turns from gray to blue, the rainbow remains ever after. The rain continues its endless journey. Quickly, I run from my room, down the stairs, out to the patio door, to make my way out to my favorite playground, the pond. The arch of the crystal clear colors have settled above the special place. The birds greet my arrival with chirping cheer. A dragonfly zips by my ear, and the frogs kerplop into the water, the warm water. I walk over to the great big old rock and lay back to watch the rainbow fade into the air. There goes a violet, then indigo, blue, pink, green, yellow, orange. This is strange. The red remains. A hawk glides into the view, swirling, twirling the red shade into a big bubble that floats my way. As the bubble touches the ground, it pops, reveals a multicolored turtle. "Hello, turtle," says the musical tone. "Hop on my back and we'll explore your playground." I answer, "All right, but how?" Before I could finish, things became even more strange. Shrinking in size, I find myself surrounded with sparkling white light and sitting on Turtle's back. To the top, it all will be inside a drop of water. "Just call me Mother Turtle," she sings, as we float to the bottom of the pond. "Watch the tadpole, and I'll move time ahead with a little rhyme." Minutes, hours, twist and roll, growing legs on this tadpole. Reach and pull tomorrow here, make a green frog appear. A tadpole grows into a frog as she clearly speaks her magical words. We drift with the frog to the edge of the pond and watch it hop onto the dry land. The drop of water we are slips through the surface and we float in the air behind the frog. We watch the frog catching insects for food. I notice something slithering ahead, and without any warning, a large snake eats the frogs. Snake then moves over to the rock, slides on top of it, and falls asleep. The warm afternoon sun. Hawk swoops down, catching the snake with its sharp talons, then carries the prize meal to the nest of the high cliffs. "Notice how all things are connected in nature," whispers Mother's Turtle, as we begin to disappear into the clouds. "Now I'm going to show you the invisible energies also connected to this planet Earth. But let us have some creative fun for a while." We are now playing in the clouds, imagining the shape of a frog, snake, and turtle. The clouds become these images the moment we think of them. I wonder if someone down below is watching our art expressions. Now it begins to rain, and we are falling down and splash into a salty water. Watch and listen to the ocean life, Mother Turtle suggests. I hear the water move in a powerful rhyme. The seaweed sways to the force. In the distance, a whale is singing the most beautiful song I have ever known. Up ahead of us, there is a dolphin with her newborn calf. Besides the baby, there are sparkling, colorful lights that dance together, forming a graceful mermaid. She is more magnificent than I imagined mermaids would be. Her long, flowing hair changes color. Every time she touches the little dolphin, the mother and mermaid gently guide the new calf to the surface, and then it breathes air for the first time. Whatever is imagined does exist somewhere, Mother Turtle explains. It is always best to imagine good things. The mermaid now sings a special song that flows throughout the ocean. Her words announce the safe arrival of little dolphin. With a graceful dive, she swims past us, and we slip onto her tail for a ride down to the ocean floor. Here, she makes circular movement with her hands, creating a spiral of energy. Gently, the mermaid lifts us off her tail, releasing us into the electrical spiral. Around and around we spin until the spiral swirls. We are being drawn into the root of the vibration to soft musical song. A wonderful fragrance spreads with the melody as we emerge onto a bright yellow sunflower. Sitting in a clear bubble on a delicate petal is a fairy singing to her heart's content. Quickly she picks us up, not missing a note, and floats us to the ground onto a blanket of soft emerald green moss. I watch her rise back to the throne. Every flower has its own fairy to celebrate life as we know it to be, laughs Mother Turtle. Even when you pick a flower, their fairy goes along. I giggle at the thought of fairies living in my home when I bring flowers to my mom. I wonder where the fairies go when the flowers die. Mother Turtle quickly replies, they go back to Earth to help other flowers grow. Always take dead flowers outside to the fairies so they can easily continue their life mission. All of a sudden, the grass surrounding the moss begin to move. Behind every blade of grass, Green Fairy peeks out at us. Come, says Mother Turtle to the green grass fairies. Let us celebrate. Then run and skip toward us, forming a big circle. They start to chant. We will dance and sing for you to help. Remember, all the things are connected in one way or another, in one way or another. All living things are connected. If you are in a group, then form a circle. Sit in a comfortable position. If you are alone and being read to, then sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and imagine a sparkling white light surrounding you in the shape of an egg. Inside the egg-shaped white light, you are surrounded by a rainbow of colors. With slow, relaxing breaths, inhale this rainbow of colors into your heart. Now open your heart and allow the rainbow to flow from you into the center of the circle, or the center of the room. You are at one end of this rainbow, and the other end is the center of the circle or room. Look at all the colors: red, orange, yellow, green, pink, blue, indigo, purple, white. Focus on the red, and out floats a multicolored turtle in a bubble. It floats up to you, and you become very small to sit on Turtle's back. Inside the bubble, from here you float up into a cloud high in the sky, and a drop of water forms around you. Millions of other drops of water are in the clouds. Do you see anyone you know also floating in a bubble? The wind blows you far away and thunder is heard. You begin to fall safely to the ground. Splash! You have landed in a pond and sink to the bottom. Can you see the life that lives here? A tadpole swims in front of you, transforms into a frog. The frog drinks you up and swims out to the pond. You feel frog. Snake sheds her skin. Snake slithers on top of the rock, sleeps in the sun. Can you feel the sun on the snake's skin? You hear a sharp scream far away. Then you are lifted in the air. Hawk now has snake inside his stomach. You stop moving and work your way out of Hawk's eye. The sun isn't very hot and the water around you begins to evaporate. You begin to evaporate and rise into another cloud into the sky. Now you are a whole at once again on Turtle's back, in a bubble and a drop of water. The wind blows the clouds, and again you hear thunder. Down, down you fall into the ocean. Look and see all the life that lives here: whales, eels, sharks, stingrays, seals, fish, coral, dolphins. Focus on the dolphins, and a mermaid appears, her long hair flowing through the water. Does she say anything to you? You feel yourself drifting towards her, your ride on the tail. You and she takes you through a spiral of energy beyond the diminishing and rests you back on the pond. The rain has flooded the pond, and you are drifted over the shore. The ground absorbs you to the nourish itself, and you are pulling into a root. You travel through the root into a stem and begin to rise. A musical vibration is felt and heard around you as you ascend into a petal of a giant sunflower. The rain has stopped, and before you appears a fairy. What are her colors? Does she see anything? Does she say anything to you? She lifts you and turtles gently to the ground on the soft carpet of moss and returns to her home. From the blades of grass nearby, little green fairies peek out at you. Can you recognize any faces? Slowly they form circles around you and sing their song. What do they sing? As they spin around you, they drop what water transforms into blue fairy. She lifts you up and flies you on the turtle over to the tree blossoms. What color of blossoms do you see? What fruit will you grow? A soft breeze brushes over you and tree spirit appears. What does he say? What does she say? Then you go inside the tree, up into the branches, then down into the roots. You see water flowing inside the tree. Now the tree spirit takes you outside of the tree. As you look at this tree, do you see any faces in the bark, or shapes of any animals in the bark or branches? The tree spirit takes you and Turtle back to sit on the rock by the pond. The sun is sinking towards the horizon. What time is this? Does Turtle say nothing to you? Does tree spirit say nothing to you? Turtle slips into the shadowy water and swims towards the setting sun. Does Turtle leave anything with you? Tree spirit slips back into his home. Does he leave anything with you? You stand alone on the rock and focus on the rainbow that went from your heart into the center of the circle of the room. Ride the rainbow from the rock back to the place where you are sitting. Now with slow breaths, pull the rainbow back into your heart to save for another day. Keep the rainbow in a safe place in your heart. Open your eyes and take a few moments to think of what you imagined on this journey. Wait for the correct time to share with others what you saw.